Please note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television. Accordingly, all members of this meeting who will participate, please be aware that other people may be able to see you, and please take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Thank you. Now, if you'd please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any citizens' comments this evening? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes of 3/16/22.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is a vote. And we now move on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this evening, normally I share some COVID updates. As you will see, today we shared 0, which always makes me happy. So I will stick with that as for my particular report related to anything regarding COVID-19. So short report tonight, and we'll move on if that's okay with the chair.
That's okay with the chair. Thank
Okay.
you.
To unfinished business. At the last meeting or the meeting prior, we discussed the identification of the number of school choice slots we would open for the coming year, 22-23. And I was asked by the committee to go back and to review some of the enrollment numbers and such, and in your packet, there is a sheet that has some enrollment information that I've shared with you. In going through the enrollment information and in discussion with Mr. Desto and Mr. DeLongchamp, initially had recommended that we take 12 seats. We have 12 seniors who are leaving us, and to take 12 in. But in revisiting these numbers and looking at overall enrollment, if we stay at a number of accepting 5 new applicants for next school year, that will maintain our current overall enrollment in each of the schools. So, for instance, at Auburn Middle School this year, we have 640 students. Our expected enrollment is 634. When you factor in some variations and such, it gets us to about 639 expected enrollment for next year with the 5 seats, adding just 2 in 6th grade and 3 in 7th grade. This also reflects not adding any new slots at Auburn High School, where we have a pretty large number of students entering the 9th grade. And so if you look at their current enrollment of 732, if we factor in that we normally lose between 45 and 50 students to Bay Path coming into the 9th grade, that would leave us at an expected enrollment of 736, which is just a few more than our current enrollment. And in reflection and looking at the current conditions, having gone through 2 years of COVID-19, understanding that we still have some learning loss with kids, and thinking that some typical class sizes will be best, I felt that the recommendation of 5 seats moving forward was a good one. I don't know if anyone has any questions.
I would entertain a motion to accept that.
Make a motion to accept an additional 5 students into the Auburn Public Schools via school choice for grades 6 to 12 for the 2022-2023 school year.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on that?
I think it looks good.
Sounds reasonable to me. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote, unanimous, thank you. We now move on to new business.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This evening's public hearing is in regards to the FY23 proposed school district budget amount totaling $28,870,214.33. After I provide a brief overview of the FY 2023 budget process, each membership of the leadership team will read aloud the budget request for their school or department. If there are any questions regarding a school's or department's request, we will entertain those questions prior to moving on to the next presenter. Mr. Chair, would the committee entertain a motion to open tonight's public hearing on the FY 23 budget?
Yes, this committee would entertain that motion. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote. We'll move on to the public hearing.
Okay.
I'm sending a signal.
Can I pull up my PowerPoint?
Or.
Oh, I need to get one. Thank you. I come to you this evening to share our vision for next school year in the Auburn Public Schools with a laser-like focus on our expectations for ourselves and our students. The mission, vision, and core values continue to be our roadmap for the future of the Auburn Public Schools, and in the coming year, we'll revisit our strategic plan to include a focus on equity, diversity, and inclusion, still tied to our core values. We continue to focus on the areas of our strategic plan: teaching and learning, technology, health, wellness, and safety, transitions, and community partnerships. In keeping with the expectations of the school committee, this budget remains committed to class sizes at or below 25 at the elementary level, and keeping appropriate class sizes at Auburn Middle School and Auburn High School. We also recognize that technology continues to be a key ingredient in teaching and learning in the Auburn Public Schools, and we are committed to the one-to-one initiative and the maintenance of our infrastructure. This year, our professional development began a 3-year focus on universal design for learning that helps teachers to better meet the needs of all learners. An equity audit was conducted with the Center for Leadership and Educational Equity to help us chart our work over the next several years to ensure that all students have an equitable experience with us. These are exciting times, and this professional learning will help move us forward. Given our common experience over the last 2 years, we are also committed to the social, emotional learning of our students and the support of their mental health needs. And as you know, that will continue to maintain a focus for us for the next several years at least, and moving forward. We continue to expand our preschool offerings, academic offerings at all levels, and expanding to beyond grade 12, such as our Encore program, which has been hugely successful. Health, wellness, and safety of our students is a priority. A wide range of commitments fall under this, including social, emotional, and mental health needs, a strong and stable nursing corps, targeted support with students with unique needs, facility safety, extracurricular activities, and the continuing practice of providing healthy and nutritious meals to our students. I share with you our free and reduced lunch meals data. We anticipate that, well, we know over the last several years these numbers have climbed, and we anticipate that will continue to happen in the coming years. Transitions has always been a major focus for the Auburn Public Schools, and this year we've already had conversations with the principals. We're hoping that our transitions can begin to look more normal, as they have in the past, where kids get to meet their teachers ahead of time and that kind of thing. So, and including the involvement of families and parents and guardians, and certainly welcoming in our new students. The past 2 years has really put a damper on what we've been able to do with those folks. Our community partnerships remain strong. This year's been no exception, and next year will be much the same, because we know that to raise kids and keep them healthy, we all have to work together to do that with the members of the community. We have active and positive relationships with Auburn Youth and Family, the Chamber of Commerce. We met with them today for the first time in person in 2 years, and that was great. The boards and the departments of the town of Auburn have just been wonderful to us. So some assumptions and projections for this particular budget. The preliminary FY23 cherry sheets, I'm gonna move that down, have been released for Auburn. Chapter 70 preliminary numbers are $14,035,168, which is an increase in the Chapter 70 money of $1,750,607 from FY22 Chapter 70 funding. New staff proposed for the coming year. We tried to be very judicious with this. Let's go back to where I was. Sorry about that. We have a .6 music person that's proposed. That's in relation to the strings, continuation of the strings program that had been talked about earlier in the year. We're looking for one full-time ABA at the preschool level, and that's to meet, the unique needs of students with special needs. We have 2 LPNs, again, identified for specific students who need that support, along with stipends for 2 assistant golf coaches for fall and spring. And all the personnel proposed are due to emerging student needs. Supply lines and buildings are level funded with very few exceptions. We had a couple of dues that we increased those line items, but it was very minor. October 1st counts were used in terms of students at each grade to ensure consistent data was utilized. We've level funded grant monies using the FY22 amounts for the 240 grant, the Title I grant, the Title IIA grant as offsets to reduce the impact of on the operating budget. We've projected the Medicaid reimbursement to be $100,000 as adjusted and approved at the town meeting, while also anticipating the use of any carryover funds from previous years if available. Special education circuit breaker reimbursement is anticipated conservatively at 70% for FY23 budgeting purposes. We will continue to participate in the school choice program, as we discussed tonight, and those funds are always used as offsets within the budget as well. Instructional assistants and ABAs have been noted in their current assignments in the budget, although movement is certain to occur. Mrs. Reedy is currently working on that with team chairs to make sure that we're moving staff so that they meet the student needs wherever they are. We've budgeted for 11 regular education school buses, making the same assumption that we'll have about the same number of students as planned for this year. The FY23 bus fee will continue in place with $100,000 from the revolving fund being used as an offset in the budget. We continue to use offsets from revolving accounts, including building rentals, satellite and galaxy account, as well as the preschool and athletic revolving accounts to offset budget items. Oil pricing per gallon for FY23 was procured at $2.90 per gallon. I think Mrs. Worsbicky shared that earlier this year by the French River Collaborative on behalf of the Auburn Public Schools, and that's been accepted by you. The current electricity contract ends in May of '22, and we continue to work with the town to secure a price for the FY23 budget, so we don't have a solid number on that yet. We'll continue to use solar credits from the rooftop arrays at Auburn Middle School and Auburn High School, along with the credits from the town solar project in Rutland as an offset for our electrical costs. So our projected offsets totaling $3,176,336.27 are utilized in this budget, which includes $545,440 in ESSER funds that are, again, as you know, a one-time funding source that won't continue with us. So in total, we're presenting a budget of $28,870,214.33. That represents a 3.15% increase from FY22, which is $881,673.88. So at this time, Mr. Moderator, I think we can move to the folks that we're inviting up. I'm going to move this to this.
The first part of the budget we're going to go over tonight is the central office. Mrs. Cecilia Worsbicky.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me all right. For central office administration salaries, $1,519,679.53. Central administration support costs, $1,187,031.26, and central administration total budget is $2,706,710.79.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be the Director of Pupil Services, Mrs. Rosemary Reedy.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Pupil Services salaries, $1,373,740.07. Pupil Services support costs, $863,105.02. And the total cost for pupil services, $2,236,845.09. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the Director of Facilities, Mr. Joseph Fahey.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Facility costs $290,243.00. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. The Director of Technology, Mr. Eric Bouvier.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Director of Technology costs, $198,581.20. Thank you.
From Bryn Elementary School, Mrs. Marie Mahan.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The Bryn Mawr salaries, $2,398,509.04. The Bryn Mawr support cost, $91,950. And the Bryn Mawr total budget, $2,490,459.04. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. Packagug Elementary School, Mrs. Jennifer Stanek.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The budget for Packagug Elementary School salaries is $2,133,371.51. The support cost budget for Packagug is $111,184 for a total budget of $2,244,555.51. Thank you.
From Swanson Road Intermediate School, Dr. Susan Lopez.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The Swanson Road salaries totals $4,312,477.37. Swanson Road support costs equals $195,225. And the total budget for Swanson Road is $4,507,702.37. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
From Auburn Middle School, Mr. Greg Desto.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, and good evening, everybody. Auburn Middle School salaries, $5,269,019.39. Auburn Middle School support costs, $205,985.58, and the Auburn Middle School budget total, $5,475,004.97.
Auburn High School is next. Mr. Daniel DeLongchamp.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Auburn High School salaries, $6,921,528.26. Auburn High School support costs, $397,646.55. Auburn High School total budget, $7,319,174.81. Athletics and fine arts total costs, $563,995.95. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. And our closing comments from Dr. Elizabeth Chamberlain.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I'm going to go back. I also have teaching, learning, and curriculum costs at $175,000 and total preschool costs at $661,941.60. And in conclusion, I would like to assure the townspeople and the members of our school community that we truly appreciate the support you provide to us. We take our fiscal responsibility to you seriously, and we believe that the budget presented here tonight is reflective of our commitment to the ongoing partnership we have with the town of Auburn. I'd like to thank the school committee and the entire leadership team for their support this evening and their ongoing dedication to our students and staff. I'd like to thank the Board of Selectmen, the Finance Committee, and town leadership for their support. Together, we can do great things, and I welcome any questions anyone may have.
No questions or comments? Seeing none. I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, there's a vote. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Stencil. She's not leaving with you.
You guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Mr. Desto. Dr. Lopez.
Good night, good to
Have a
see
good
you.
night.
Mrs. Worsbicky, you're going to be back up in a minute.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Have a good night.
I didn't recognize Jen Stanley.
Bye, Joe.
See you, Joe.
He is longer than it used to be, yeah.
All right, and with that, we move on to business and financial.
Hi, good evening. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, so I'm going on with my phone right now. So I will start. For business and finance tonight, we have a donation to the Auburn Music Department for Rocket Fest. We had Melissa and Kevin O'Brien donated $115 to the Auburn Middle School Music Department to help students who need financial assistance for the Rock Fest. The Rock Fest field trip is where they go to Six Flags and they also do a performance. This will ensure that everyone who wants to participate is able to, regardless of finances. So I ask for your acceptance of this gift.
I would entertain that motion.
I'll make a motion to accept with gratitude the donation of $115 from the O'Brien family.
A second.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
Great
nice.
family, thanks for the donation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There's a vote.
Okay, and lastly, I have a year-to-date budget report that stated March 31st, 2022. And with that, I have a listing of budget transfers between the same series, just for your information, so no vote needed tonight. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer anything you might have.
Any questions for Ms. Worsbicky? Seeing none. No, thank you for that report.
And get well soon.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank
get well.
you very much. Thank you.
Excellent
I
as
appreciate
always.
it. Miss seeing all of you. Thank you.
Nice seeing you as well. Was there anything else this evening, Dr. Chamberlain?
That's it for this evening. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Anything from the committee?
No, I just have a question that has nothing to do with most of this. So do we have students going to Six Flags this spring, for like music or
We
whatever?
do, yes.
My daughter's school is also arranging a Six Flag trip, and she ran into a roadblock in that they won't accept cash from our students. They want the students to turn all their cash into credit cards and
Well,
use
I've-
credit cards at the park. And her kids are 8th grade. I mean, I
Go
don't,
to like buy things, yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I don't like the idea that they have to have credit cards.
I
She-
can certainly follow up with Mr. Desto, because I know they've been working to coordinate that, and I've not heard any type of issue like that, but I can certainly follow up with him on that.
So she called the Attorney General's office because it's kind of like a law in Massachusetts, you have to accept cash. But I guess the machines don't charge the students a fee, so they can switch their cash to these credit cards, but I just don't like that idea.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Different.
Through the chair, I know that Colin Myers and Julie Deschanel have been planning this trip for the middle school. So Dr. Chamberlain and I will follow up with them, but we haven't heard anything. I know they've been collecting funds from the students, and I believe in the past we've prepaid everything so that things have been all set prior to the students arriving.
It would
So they
just
didn't
be
have
their
to worry
own-
about cash.
It would just be their own personal souvenirs and snacks, but supposedly the place isn't gonna take any cash.
Wow.
Wow.
That's kinda strange.
Maybe we'll have Mr. Myers use his own credit card for that, for the whole trip.
There you
I wonder
go.
if that's due to personnel issues. They may be able to do a lot of things with just a swipe rather
Yeah.
than having to have that interaction. It may be,
Yeah.
as we know, right, lots of places having difficulty with employing enough people to keep things open, but
But I don't know,
that's a
maybe
big
too many-
switch.
Too many parents don't wanna hand their kids their credit cards.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why I
hand my
said
kid
Mr.
mine.
Myers.
yeah.
All right. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion?
Do I have a second?
Sure, I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right.
Hi.
Aye, there's a vote. Good night, everyone.